that so that people can actually hear my story. So of course we did make a poster, all right, and on agreement that we're going to do that broadcast on a Thursday, which happened to be the 10th of December. But unfortunately, things didn't happen that way. I did speak to brother Jay. I think a few minutes before I went live, he said he was coming. He didn't come up, of which I do understand what had taken place, and there were also things that was happening, whatever. And I want to make it clear that here it's not about who I support, I support my truth, my story. That's what I support. Any other thing that doesn't link up to my story, I will not talk about. But if something does affect my story or something like that, of course, I'm going to address it. So when we said we were going to go live, the LP sent a gentleman from Zimbabwe all the way to South Africa. And this gentleman, I have a very firm understanding that the whole mission he was going there was to try to stop Brother Jay from coming live with me, because this was going to cause a lot of problems for them, okay? So the brother went all the way to South Africa. Not only that he was aiming to speak to Brother Jay, but he was also aiming to speak to other different people who these people thought maybe I'm in contact with and I'm working with. And on that thing, I'm not working with anybody. There's nothing to work with and work for. The only thing that is here is the truth to be said. That's it. There is nothing to work for, who to work with, and to work for what. There's nothing like that. You understand? I don't think my truth needs any aid from anybody. I don't think so. And my truth is that kind of truth that when I say it, other people come out and say their own truth. That's what my truth is. So I don't know what other aid would I really need. But however, so this brother, big guy with muscles like this, I think you know the guy I'm talking about, that the LP is always around when he's in Africa, went there to South Africa. He called Jay. He told Jay that, hey, the big man has something for you. Okay? And to my understanding, that's where all these communications started. Okay? So that's where all this communication started. The communication was, okay, the big man has something for you. What is it? Said, we see that you want to we see that you want to expose PEM. PEM is the big prophet in Zimbabwe. That prophet, all right? So we see that you want to hey, please, if someone think we're attacking, please leave us alone. Okay? The ones who are here, they know what the ordeal is. We don't want nonsense here. So we know that you want to attack PM. So we can help you with information. Okay? I say we can help you with information. The information we help you with that can make your exposure big. I want you to understand that if you were to compare the exposure that I would have done for the LP and the exposure that would have been done for PEM, okay, the prophet in Zimbabwe. If you look at the two exposures, the one of the prophet in Zimbabwe, if it was true, that exposure would have been big for one reason, because the prophet in Zimbabwe doesn't have any scandals. All right. The prophet in Zimbabwe doesn't have any scandals. That's number one. He doesn't have any scandals. Nobody knows him for any scandals. What? He has nothing. The man has kept his life probably clean and he move smart. He's a man of wisdom. So obviously, the other brother, because he had already advertised that and things like that, of course, he had to go with that. He had to believe that this man is going to give him information. So you have a scenario here where the LP, the lying prophet, the loose prophet, the London prophet, is now attempting to divert the attention and all the scandal that was supposed to go on him, to divert it to Zimbabwe. Listen, he didn't choose to give information about any other man of God in Africa, any other man of God in Europe. He chose a person that helped him. He chose the person that didn't have anything wrong with him. A person who was not fighting him publicly. I don't know privately, but you understand. He chose to give information about that person. Right? That's how that thing happened. So I was left coming here on this broadcast and I was alone on the broadcast and whatever. And then I played it cool. Listen, I said, I have my truth. Like I said, it doesn't need any aid. But thank God it was going to be better if we had a big audience, because people would hear and it would help other people. But apparently that privilege didn't find its way on that day. So I went on live here alone and I still said what I said, which was okay. But you see, God is a miracle working God. When the Bible says everything hidden shall come to light, it is actually true. You see, everything came to light. You all heard the London prophet speaking on the phone. I can confirm to you it's him. You are talking to someone who has received phone calls from him, not just during this period of the scandal, way before, during the years and stuff like that. All right? So I'm not here to defend anybody. I'm just trying to establish the fact of what happened and the fact that there is someone fighting so hard so that you people, you don't get to hear what I'm saying. There is someone fighting it so hard right now. They want to take the truth from reaching your ears. Because right now, the person saying that truth is credible. They are used to people who just come and lash out emotions. I'm saying this very calmly, and we are going at a normal pace. We are going to cover every single thing. And soon enough, you get to understand why everything wasn't just dashed like that. You understand. It will soon make sense to you. And that's the whole point. So now you see, guys, what's now happening. So I want to talk about how ungrateful this person is. You see, when God says, confusion will happen in the camp of your enemy, that's exactly what happened there. And it's a small boy against grown men with IT skills and all this and that. All I have is the word in my mouth. And that alone is causing a lot. I think you have seen the message that has come from the PEM team, where they are telling you that they can't believe that this man would have the audacity to fight, all right, to fight, to fight a man that gave him stability when he went to Zimbabwe. A man that welcomed him when he didn't have anything, he didn't have people, he didn't know where to start. All right. This is the man that gave him a platform. This is the man that even recommended some of his church members to say, you know, if it's full here, you can go to that other guy. He's my brother. All right. Go there and stuff like that. And the man became big. All right. Apparently just became big in that period. Guess what? He forgot all this. We are hearing he bought him cars, he gave him clothes, he gave him food, whatever it is. All right? Remember, this is a man who said he was a lecturer, but he hasn't explained to us when he was a lecturer. Okay? And yesterday I made the request for us. I made 3 requests. If you go and watch the video that I made yesterday, there are 3 requests I made, and I say if they can kindly give us that information in 24 hours. Apparently it doesn't come, but I hope they will find time to address those things. And right now I know they're trying to plan things, what video they can make to counter these things and make it trend, as they always do. I also have proof of them sending all those messages around underground and this and this and this and this, pushing and forcing church members to post those things and telling church members, make sure your children are doing it, make sure this person is doing it. Okay? If someone wants to hear the word of God, please, there's so many channels that are preaching the word of God. Go there. For here, we are here for this. Okay? So the man is fighting a person who gave him a whatever. And I want to add something. I remember in 2017, in June, all right, at a place, at a DoubleTree Hotel in Stoke-on-Trent, in north of England, where they did a prophetic retreat at that time, but I was not part of the retreat team. I was just called apparently to spend time with him, but then something else happened that, yeah, which we will not talk about. I remember there was 2 gentlemen that had come from, connected to the prophet in Ghana, that the London prophet was submitting to at that time. And this gentleman had his wife there. And I remember hearing the London prophet, you know, bragging about, oh, I gave impartation to PEM in Zimbabwe. And PEM wanted to be my son, but I told him, no, you can't be my son. Let me go and show you a man, this and this and this. And he was breaking that. And I heard the London prophet also further explaining to this couple, saying, if I wanted to end the relationship between the prophet in Ghana and PEM, I would end it because I'm the one who started it. You can bank on me in front of God. If I didn't hear this, please let my life end today. I heard this with my own ears. I was so close. Where it was a very lengthy conversation that was happening. And I kept it. And I remember in my heart, my heart was sort of broken, not because of what he was saying. I sort of sensed like, these people look like they are distant, you know, like, because in the beginning myself, when I came to submit to the London prophet, is because also partly of my conviction to submit to him is because I saw that there were the strong relationship with PEM. I personally, according to my desire in the beginning, I would have loved to be PEM's son. But it didn't happen. Things took another direction. I felt like God directed me to the London prophet afterwards. And friends that can confirm this, that I used to watch PEM and inspired by PEM. That's why I even used to keep this beard this way, the way you're seeing my beard like this. I used to love it because of PEM. Now you see, I don't have to say the prophet in Zimbabwe who keep a beard like this was my inspiration the entire time. But then when I got the chance to meet the London prophet, I said, okay. So I remember when I was hearing this conversation at this DoubleTree Hotel in Stoke-on-Trent. Nelson, relax, please. I want to finish my stories. So I remember when I was hearing this, I said, oh, dear Lord. And the man said, yeah. The man didn't know how to prophesy. I taught him to prophesy. There's a guy who's confirming here, my brother, Danny Sanbarak. He can tell you. In fact, when we came to Birmingham, Danny, you can confirm with people. When we came to Birmingham, I don't know, you were part of the team. Yes, we came together with my brothers. We came like the three of us. Not the three of us. We were like a team of like 7 people. You understand what I'm saying? So he said he gave PEM whatever, and then he went to say, oh, but you see, he doesn't acknowledge me, this and this and that and that and that and that and that. The whole entire time, all he wanted was PEM to come and say, I got the prophetic from this guy. He said, I got the prophetic from this guy. That's what he wanted PEM to say publicly. And fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, when I came out and then I was saying about my pain and how the London prophet has betrayed me and this and this and this and that and that and that, what then happened was, and I tell you that I have an inside ear. There are things that I will just choose not to tell you people because you go crazy. All right? The London prophet, somehow there is something that happened between PEM and him. But there's something that happened that later made a video of PEM acknowledging of the gift. PEM came out, he was like, the gift is this and this. And you people, you know the video I'm talking about. If there is people who are here, I think you know the video that happened a few weeks ago. What did the London prophet do with the video? He told his sons, let's make this viral. Let's post it. It was posted everywhere. Every social media it was posted. What was the catch here? What was the bid in this? What was the goal target in this? What was London prophet benefiting from this? What he was benefiting was that whatever noise Ashton is making will not reach anybody's ear. People, attention is coming on the fact that the gift is real. I am real, so focus on the man of God. Meanwhile, we are looking at other ways to exit this situation. Meanwhile, we are trying to convince Ashton and bribe Ashton. Let's try to find ways we distract and discourage this young boy. We can't afford that young boy to come out and say the truth. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, how trending was that video? That video trend and it did trend and it trend and trend and it trend and it trend. Someone's ego was being soothed. We were soothing someone's ego. And the man felt like he was winning. Again, God is a God of miracles. He's not an unjust God. He is God of the oppressed too. He is that God who prevents an elephant from bullying a mouse just because an elephant is big. He is that God that protects those who are vulnerable. So, that point, the man felt like he was, and he used that video passed. Do you see? This is your man, the London prophet, the lying prophet, the loose prophet. A man who thinks He can use anybody and play anybody. Apparently, I continue to play a fool, and I played a fool then. But what he didn't know is that I was reading the situation, and I also saw ways that of which he wanted to take advantage of me and leave me buried under the sand. Now the whole world will know that this is what you do, and everything that you are planning to do now are lies, is pointless, and it is pathetic to continue victimizing the person that you have wronged, not for a day, but for years. This is the same London prophet that sent fake accounts to shout, "Oh, he's gay," because my hair was blonde at the time. And because I looked drained, because I was stressed, frustrated. You didn't give me time to myself. You kept pressing and pressing and frustrating me. I hold it together. I stood by my family. I stand by my family, always. It's not a question. It's not something I negotiate. You told them to say, go and write, "Oh, you gay boy, this and this and this." I have a response for you tonight so that we can quickly move on. If I am gay, they need to start asking you, and I have nothing wrong with gay people because they didn't wrong me in any way. But if that's what you are trying to demise me on, because the Christian community somehow doesn't agree with the acts of that, which is okay, that's their faith and whatever. And my position, I might not agree with that as well, but it doesn't mean that I have to hate them or send hate speech. All I can say is, if you are peddling those lies, right, they should ask you, what were you doing in the same room with me a number of times? And I'm probably, okay? So if I was in the same rooms with you, just me and you, a couple times talking about business, whatever we're talking about, what was happening? What were you doing with a gay boy, a bleach boy, and whatever? Tell people the truth that this Ashton that they continue to demise under your instruction. Everything you are telling them is not true. You are the man that continued to peddle lies on your dinner table during Christmas. You forgot what Christmas was about, and you made me a subject to it. And you told your people that every business that I have and got involved, you were part of it. And that you were the financer of that, when you know that is not true, so that they can go and tell their friends that yes, uncle or what has helped this boy and this boy. So are you telling me that even if it was the situation that I should keep quiet because somehow you happen to help me? But if you truly did help me, thank you so much. But I don't appreciate the other side of things and how things went. And saying my truth doesn't have to prevent that from happening. But let's focus on you, because you are the same person you say you shouldn't forget those who have helped you and what. How come you want to destroy PEM or EM? How come you want to destroy the men that welcomed you in Zimbabwe, the men that made people accept you, the man that has endorsed you? How come you want to destroy him? Okay, I think the public needs to know what has PEM done to you. PEM has come up with so many sermons that I know he has done himself. As for you, everything that we have preached, wrote in books, which I don't think you have time to write books because you're always with women. Your sermons come from the website that we are touching right on this broadcast as well. What have you really done? All these deeds that you are trying to do and you look like you're doing charitable deeds, I'm giving it another time that I'm really going to come and explain to people how you are doing it. Stop lying to people that you are doing this and doing this when there are people you are making suffocate through these things. And then you have a different agenda. And behind the scenes, you are pursuing a diplomatic passport, of which I think you got it through corruption if you did get it, but that's what you are pursuing. And then you went to lie to the State House of Zimbabwe that all you were looking for was to help the foundation that is being led with the First Lady of Zimbabwe. But there is something that you are aiming, there's something that you are after. And some of it, I'm talking about the London Prophet here. You know the men I'm talking about, Dr. Franklin. You know the men I'm talking about. And part of it is you are trying to compete with PEM. Because you have tarnished your name. Now you are looking to tarnish another man's name. If you wanted to divert the attention from me coming live with Jay and expose you, why didn't you pick someone else? You picked PEM because that was Jay's interest. So you say to him, I'm going to give you information about PEM. PEM has 2 wives, has 7 girlfriends and stuff like that. Because you knew that was the only thing Jay would be interested in talking about. He refused to take your money. It's there on the call. He said, no, I don't want to take money. Okay? You say, oh, PEM has 7 girlfriends and 2 wives. That's what you said. It's there on the call. But what people need to know is you were trying to stop Ashton from being heard throughout the world. And that's exactly your aim, and that's what you are trying so hard. You are a man who talks about loyalty. How come you are disloyal to a man that gave you a platform? How come you are disloyal to a man that gave you an emblem? I want to go through something that you have said lately to people. Remember, you were peddling another video, another short video, those 1-minute videos that you done, and I know how you do them anyway. All right? Remember, we once sat in your office, me and you were telling me, okay, this is how I make my one-minute videos, this and that and that. You made that video to try to stop Ashton and block Ashton. Now, I'm going to go through it again. Hold on. Wait, people. I'm not playing the video, but I'm going to say line by line the things you were saying. The title of the video that you did was What I Learned About what I learned over the years about fighting spiritual parents and what by you, the London Prophet. And people also, just like they shared a video that PEM made for you about your prophetic gift, this video also made trends, but this time around using your sons and stuff like that. As for me, there is nothing, and I'll tell people live, as emotional as I feel in this moment, I can tell you, I have nothing to lose because you made me lose before I even noticed that I was losing and I lost. But I can gain others that you are continuing to deceive and you continue to play for your own selfish reasons, I can gain them. As for me, I lost. So even if you say, I'll fight you and whatever you say, you are fighting a man who lost. You are fighting a man who lost. That's where the problem is. But it could be dangerous to do so. To fight a man who lost, because I have every reason to survive this. Let me go into this. This might not be your lesson, you said in that video. I want you people to pay attention. He said, this might not be your lesson, but it is something I've learned through the years. All right? Why become a welfare to a man who take care of your welfare? I want you to reflect on that line as you are fighting PEM and trying to tarnish his image. A man who take care of your welfare as soon as you landed in Zimbabwe. You cannot unseat a principality that gave you a seat. The same applies to you. You can't unseat PEM who gave you a seat. You can never erase the man that raised you. You can never erase PEM because he raised your banner in that country. You can never lie about a man that lived their life so flat so you can find a platform. You can never lie against PEM, a man who laid his resources and everything so that you can find a platform. You can never topple a man who topped you up and set you on the top. You can never topple the Ghana prophet who gave you that, again, power, and that brother of yours in Zimbabwe. You can't. You cannot dishonor the men who made people honor you. You cannot dishonor PEM because he made people honor you. You cannot bring embarrassment with the men who gave you endorsement. Again, sir, the same words applies to you. You cannot embarrass PEM because he endorsed you. You cannot disown a man in Ghana because right now people have a video of that man endorsing you. But you came in London. When we were in London church, you said what? What did you say? You said, and I hope here, guys, even if the battery try to run low, today we're going to do this long because there's a lot that I'm going to say. Just let's move with the pace. You came in London branch, and then we were sitting there. I remember that day, and then you said, a lot of you are asking, why do I have to leave the men in Ghana? First of all, I know the whole full story. The men in Ghana rejected you, okay? But he was nice enough because he didn't want to destroy you. He gave you a public statement that you didn't deserve. And then you peddled that public statement to your pastors and your sons so that they can run around and spread it that this mentor said, yeah, I knew from the beginning what. No. No. He just got rid of you nicely. He didn't want trouble. Because you are a dirty animal. Somebody has to say it, and God, let it be me. Thank you. You came in London branch, you said, you guys, you want me to follow a man that only has 2 sermons on YouTube. A man who gave you endorsement, you reduced him to that, and he said he only has 2 sermons on YouTube. And you follow the other guy because everyone knows even the sermons of the other guy? In other words, you were also dishonoring PEM. You also said in addition that how can you follow a man who's always anointing people with oil, anointing people with oil? You were firing shots at the Ghana prophet. How dare you come and tell us that we can't speak out our truth when you yourself you are leading is that? Again, in that video that we're talking about, you cannot bring embarrassment. Of course, we spoke about this. You cannot become a problem to a man who gave you an emblem. I ask you the same question. You are becoming a problem to PEM who gave you an emblem. And the Ghana prophet who also gave you a problem. But you want to deny me from saying my truth. I'm not even looking for giving you a problem. I'm looking to making you realize how much you have made an impact in my life in the negative way by the actions that you choose to take. Okay? Without considering first. I'm trying to make you realize what you have taken away from my children. And I'm trying to make you realize the peace that you have chose to disturb. But again, if that means fighting to you, I can't stop you from thinking what you're thinking. Your mind is in your possession. Use it for what suits you. Now you said, you cannot deplatform the man of woman of God that gave you that platform. Again, that applies to you. In most cases, father and mothers in the spirit, they may be the ones that have wronged you, but remember, God has anointed David to kill Goliath, could never allow him to kill Saul. I think in most cases, if you look at what you have done to me, you would realize that in most cases, if you look at the situations like that, most men have taken guns and arms to go and shoot people like you and do some crazy things. I didn't seek to kill you because I can't kill you, even if I could, because my morals, my fear for God will not allow me to do such. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? So please stop trying to make it look like that, so you gain sympathy of your pathetic and less privileged followers of yours, less privileged in mind. Okay? Now, so you say in most cases, of course, mothers and fathers could be the ones that are wrong. So you admit you are wrong. Okay? Okay? And you say the battle against your spiritual father and spiritual mother is a battle you can never win. I'm sure this is not a battle. I don't know what's your definition of a battle. Okay? But I'm sure you are now realizing that it's also a battle that you cannot win because of how you did those people that stood by you before. Okay? The drunkenness of Noah is not a license to expose. My friend, okay, let's go to this. Okay? You said the drunkenness of Noah is not a license to expose whatever you think is his nakedness. It's not what I think. Okay? That's to start with. That would be wickedness and foolishness in the sight of God. Okay? For the man was naked in his own bedroom. What if you were naked in my own bedroom? I don't know your bedroom. But what if you know my bedroom? What if you chose to be naked in my bedroom? Does it make any difference? So I'll be waiting for you to clarify on that. Perhaps I will listen. What if you were naked in my bedroom? Because you said Noah was naked in his bedroom. What if you were naked in my bedroom? How do we go about this, ladies and gentlemen? Let's help each other think here. You say the mistake of Moses is marrying an Ethiopian woman has not taken away from him the ability to make Miriam leprous. I don't know what ability you have. Is the ability to make me sick? Ability to what? I don't know what you're trying to say. But in this case, if you were found within my courts, in my courtyard, man, fuck you and your ability. I said it. I'll say it again. I say fuck you and your abilities. I don't play like that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not play games. It's no more time to talk about church here. That's why I said to you, if you want to hear sermon, go to TD Jakes, because here I'm going to say how I feel. And I feel like telling you, fuck you, because you're talking shit. I promise I won't say what I said again. Let's move on. I forgive you for making me say that. You said in that video, I'm not here to defend errors of spiritual fathers or spiritual mothers or mentors. I'm actually an advocate for correction. If you are an advocate for correction, then let us see those corrections coming through your character. Let us see those things coming through your character. And for those who are offended by what I said, trust me, that is the least I can say in this very moment. It is the least. Okay? You said you're not... And then he said, but allow their heavenly Father to deal with them in his own way and his own time. Okay, fine, sir. We should allow you to rape our women, our daughters. We should allow you to harass our mothers. Because obviously, if you go for a woman that is the same age with my mother, when I bring my mother to church, you're going to do the same thing to her, right? So we should forgive you and let you and allow God to deal with you in your own time. We shouldn't talk about it. Because so far you have gone too far with this thing. You've gone too deep. So we should let you go, just do it. Because God is going to somehow come and deal with you in his own time. Is this how you guys been leveraging on? This is how you guys have been saving yourselves from trouble? You tell these people that God should deal with you in your own time. You proceeded. Please listen to me. If they don't repent, the Bible says, who are you to condemn another man's servant before his master he stands or he falls? Now listen. That is your own interpretation of the Bible and what not. It depends on what boundaries you have stepped. Any other thing, your master, whoever your master is, because so far we still need to establish who your master is. So you are saying that even if you don't repent, just like you are right now, we should let you, because only before your master you shall fall. And then us, we should leave you. Man, you make me cry. But I don't want to look weak in front of people. Because if you're an honest person, you would go live and tell people, that boy Ashton has shown me love in many ways. You can say that. Even right now, being live like this, there is so many things I have not told people, but I'm thinking of you, man. I'm thinking of your family. I'm thinking of everyone. But you can't correct mistakes by making other mistakes again. You can't. You know, I don't care what you tell your nieces, your brothers and whatever to suit them to into believing that you are right and stuff like that. I don't mind. You understand? I don't mind. Okay, we need to put this phone on the charger. All right, so I don't mind you saying those things and whatever. Because you know what? They ain't gonna give me anything anyway. They are nothing to me. You understand? I mean, let them live their lives. But you trying to raise an army, people that can now stand and fight me and fight me, that's wrong, man. That's wrong. It's not gonna happen. Tell your people the truth. They will defend you better. Now I wanna go to the second thing that I wanna mention that is very crucial. To show who you are and how manipulative you are. You said, I say this because I've seen sons, daughters fight their spiritual fathers and mothers on behalf of the Heavenly Father, only to be punished by the same Heavenly Father. I think I have a problem with God if this is what He's going to do. You understand? And that question really it's a lot to me because I don't understand what you're trying to say here. Okay? I hope it's not what I'm thinking. Okay? So are you guys following? If you're following, please just comment. Just say I'm following so I know. Just comment and say I'm following. I'm following. Say I'm following. I want the people here to know, when you made the move to go to Nigeria to Pastor C, okay? When you made that move, do you remember you used to text me early morning like 3 a.m.? And then one of the nights was after a scandal that came out because of this woman that you took something from and you leaked the things, and the people in Ghana were trying to tell me and warn me about you because I was in contact with them. And then you came and you begged me. You said, son, please stand on my side. I need you. Fight for me, your father, as I will always fight for you. That's what you said. These were your words. I said, don't worry, big man. You have my shot. You said, you know what? Go and block the guy from Ghana called Eric. Go and tell him that you want to start a war that you cannot finish. Imagine a guy that used to pray for me. Even one time I was in a hospital, he was the only person who used to call me. You didn't call me at that time. I remember that time you didn't call me. You know, I had to go And please don't come here and tell me who I shouldn't involve and involve. I can involve whoever I want. You can get lost. Some of you behave like demons. It's here to waste our time. And please, in the comment section, deal with all the foolishness so that we can cover ground. So, here is what happened. I went to tell the guy, you want to start a war that you cannot finish. If you are against my father, I'm against you. The same thing that you are doing with your son's account. Man, because you are so embarrassed to use your own account to respond and you want to look big, you choose to go and write on your son's account. We know what that boy can write. We know punctuation and things like that. We know that. That boy can't do anything without you saying it. Even if he was to do it, you go to write about war against my father. Same things that you're forgetting you used to tell me also. You wonder, where is this brilliance that you portray to people, this intelligence? How does it work? You can't use the same system that you know that I know you use. That's ridiculous. And I by no means I'll fight that young boy in a million years. Even if he says something, I just know you said it. So I won't even really want to focus on him. Because that's your target. Your target is to make people come after me, and you remove your attention. The same way that you try to play PEM in Zimbabwe. Same thing. Same thing. So we know your game already. So when you went to Nigeria, before you went to Nigeria, you told me that, no, I'm going to Nigeria, this and that and that and that and that. You know, I'm going to meet my spiritual father, this and that and that, right? And remember, you dissed the Ghana spiritual father because you said that he was not as brilliant as that one. Okay? And here's the thing. Here's what happened. I want to take you to what you said yourself when you were in Zimbabwe. Unless some people do forget the things that you say, right? Now, when you're in Zimbabwe at this place, all right? Hold on. You were at the place called the College of Music in Harare, right? You were at the College of Music in Harare, right? During the Thursday service, it was a question and answer session, all right? There is a lady that asks you a question relating to Pastor C in Nigeria, okay? Your answer to the lady was, who is Oyakilome? You said, who is Oyakilome? You said, Oyakilome is my junior. All right? You said he preached 3 types of knowledge, but there is 7 types of knowledge. Okay? And you also proceeded to explain that Pastor Chris called your office in UK wanting a DVD. I went to hell. Okay? All right? So you started talking about Pastor Chris actually admire you to a point where he went to look for a DVD from your office. He called your office, Pastor Chris. This suggests to us that you think Pastor Chris didn't have that kind of access. Do you understand? Didn't have the kind of access to reach you directly. So he needed to go through your office. All right. And you also said, all right, are you guys following? Hold on. Guys, are you following? Sorry. Are you following? Ask him how he got his funeral in Zimbabwe. I'm following this. Yes. Now, guys, if a man spoke so ill of the man that is now following, we need now to ask, so then what changed? We need to ask then that what changed, all right? And then you also came and then you started preaching messages like God told you that whoever doesn't pay their tithe or attend a cell group doesn't go to heaven. This is what you said, right? This is what you said. Whoever doesn't attend your cell group goes to hell. And whoever doesn't pay tithe goes to hell. When you came to London years later, you changed your narrative. You said, this is what you said. You said pastors are out there stealing money from church members, taking things from the Old Testament. And you started telling people that if you don't pay your tithe, you will not be cursed, but you're already cursed. People need to see how delusional you are. Now, there is also something that you said. I just want to take you through how you are so manipulative. I wrote everything down so that I won't forget what I wanted to say. You did a message also where you said what God told you in heaven. When you went to heaven, God asked you a question that what do you want? You ask for the grace in every general that you knew. And then God handed it to you. But I have questions for you. Looking at your life today, looking at how pastors leave your church, even from the time that I joined your church, looking at how you abuse women, how do you have the grace of all men of God in you? I don't understand. Looking at how your church is growing, your church, there is no church of yours that is stable, that even have its own building right now as we speak. How do you have the grace of God, the grace of every general? It's a question. What you were doing, you wanted to make yourself look big. Not only that, there is something that I also want to add. You also said, when you were in heaven, you saw yourself moving with God, right? You saw yourself moving with God. And when you were moving with God, you saw other people moving a very distant away from God, other generals. And you ask God, why were they moving at a far distant from where you and God were moving? And God told you that only you are able to move him at a close proximity like that. Again, I do not know whether the things you are highlighting in our lives, breaking our relationships, breaking our daughters, trying to plan coups on other men of God, plan a coup on a man of God in Zimbabwe. Is this a man who walked with God at a close proximity like that would do? I also want to add, you also spoke about TB Joshua. And you said, why are people following a man who make predictions about country? Because countries don't argue. But if you prophesy to a person, they would argue the case. Right? So you were trying to say, anyone who follows you, everyone should follow you because only you are able to give personal prophecies. And if you give personal prophecies, people can come and argue them. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, something I want to touch so we can finish. Someone is asking, where is the Iceland you got in Uganda? Anyway, let's focus on the topic. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When you wanted to get close to Pastor Chris, you came to me, Ashton, Tutu, you came to me. You said to me, son, you need to write me articles. And then I say, on what subjects? You send a picture of you with a guy from this richest family in the world, the Rochas family. You said, include that picture, and you found a picture of Pastor Chris. And you said, say, angel. You said, no, you said the devil. Say the devil moves with this person, okay? Not angels. You said the devil. You said the LP. The LP moves with these people because they are all in a secret society. Okay? That's what you said. They are all in a secret society, etc., etc., etc. Why would you bring a scandal to a man who give you a platform? That's what you were doing. Again, I'm going back to that video that you have done. That's where I'm going. Okay? That's exactly what you're doing. A man who put you on top, a man who gave you an envelope, as you're always saying, thank you, Pastor C. Thank you, Pastor C. Pastor C changed my life. You are lying. All you wanted, the person who actually connected you to the person that connected you to those people, you walked over them. And you created scandals about those people, as you always do. I need people to type, you are hearing me, you're hearing me. Da. Guys, if you are hearing me, just type you're hearing me. So we are dealing with a person who teach loyalty and is so disloyal in front of everybody that is very clear. It's very clear. Doesn't respect anybody. When will people see this? Anytime he's proud of a son is a son. Until the time that son is in trouble, you will stop like hanging around that person because you're a coward. That's what you do. When PEM was going through a court case in Zimbabwe to do with a lawsuit, another couple was giving me a lawsuit, you were the one pushing newspapers to do those stories, to push PEM down, and you pretended like you were far away from that. And, remember that other guy that ran away to Paris? Do you remember you used to come to me and tell me to write articles about him? You were the one who was starting trouble for him underground because you didn't like the way people were running to him. Do you remember the apostle in Tembisa when he was giving you guys a hard time and bringing these boys on his platform? Was I not the one that you asked to help you calm the winds? And you kept me underground for a long time. So people obviously wouldn't know. Obviously people wouldn't know. But who was busting heads for you using the PR game, the social media thing? You didn't trust us to come to your office and have access to your computers because you knew that we were too smart to probably end up finding more information and reading how you guys do a lot of things. But wasn't your right-hand man, this white boy, calling us and we give him advice on what to do on social media? You see, you shouldn't take any kindness for weakness. And I think for a long time you have thought that you can just step over people and do whatever, and then it goes like that. I want to say this. In the end of the day, whatever you are even planning to do now is also going to work against you. I can guarantee you 100%. You are the kind of a person that people want, yes, fire, please don't touch fire. We will see you dancing in the middle of it because you think you are smart. There is a time in life where you have to put down your pride and say, surely, I can't be just sounding the trumpet the right direction, just me. There is that time. And I think this is the time. A lot of you need to know you have been deceived. If a man went to Zimbabwe, let's say he went to Zimbabwe in 2008, and then he went into Zimbabwe with nothing, right? He went into Zimbabwe with nothing, and this general of God is helping him in Zimbabwe. And then you come back to UK around 2013, 2014. Let's say 2014, you ran away from Zimbabwe. Ran away from Zimbabwe. Or let's say, okay, you came back from Zimbabwe. Benefit of a doubt. You were not guilty of anything. How did the figure in Forbes magazine come up and say you are worth 60-something million? How did you make 60-something million within the period you were in Zimbabwe, that very difficult period? And if you were worth that money, how could you run away from a scandal of a Bentley that was only like $500,000? Ladies and gentlemen, you need to learn to start asking a lot of questions. How are you now a billionaire if every company of you is dissolved in the UK? On Company House, all your companies are dissolved. Your organization is in close to £250,000 in deficit. Is that the same Bentley even that you were shouting your wife wife for? because she misplaced the keys and you made her look like a fool in front of your pastors? Is this the woman that you raise to people and you make her look like she's the queen of all queens and that you treat her so well? Without lying to people, I can tell you the truth that it breaks my heart that I'm the one doing this. I never wanted to be the one doing this. And I say this many times, please don't push me. And many times I thought of just letting you go. Guess what you did? I'll find you on social media the next day. Pastors, tell the people the truth. One day I was sitting with you, right? I was sitting with you and your pastors in a hotel. And you're in a video call doing a service in Pretoria. And when you finished, I think when you finished is where you called, sent someone to call for me in my room. And then I came, but the instruction was, call Ashton and tell him that Papa wants to see you, but he doesn't want to see you. I say, hey, look guys, decide what you want. Do you want to see me? You don't want to see me? I'm cool. You understand? So I just come. I entered the room. He didn't say hi, hey, hello, nothing. It's you. You're the boss, you see? You can choose to greet people. You can choose not to greet them. That wasn't my problem. You said people out there are talking because you guys are too soft. They are measuring you. You are the one who sent your pastors to rage violence against victims and things like that. Women and men alike. Victims are here to confirm that they receive text messages and phone calls being told, what are you doing? You need to stop the nonsense you are saying about our father. You are sending victims to silence victims because surely your pastors are so abused. You abuse them in every way possible. These people can't even work and be happy with their families. Someone is asking Millicent is asking, did he do anything to me personally? He did, and I'm going to address it separately another day. I'll never forget the day where I spoke to you in your office and we're talking business nicely and everything. I come out. You already sent your 2 protocols to throw me in the toilet and to threaten me. An audio that I recorded and I still have it in the possession. And you too should have it in your possession because I sent it to your senior leadership. And what did you do? You went on TV and then the following, I think it was a midweek service, and defended that and say, there is some incident that happened in church and I wasn't told. My pastor didn't tell me. And but say it was you behind it. You were fighting me at the same time you told me that you love me. I have all your conversations from the time that we started talking via any form. The things that you have sent your pastors to do to me. And even when I met you in Birmingham in August, after I came back from Dubai, I still had the courage to meet you. And I explained to you, you said you didn't know these things. What? You see, these pastors are just fighting for, you're telling the other guy. It's just, And you said they are just zealous. They don't know what's happening and you can't really tell them. what's happening. I said to you, sir, I cannot advise you, but let me tell you, you need to fix what's around you, because it's also part of the problem. You dismissed that everything that they do is coming from you. Therefore, you cannot go again and start claiming to people that things that you dismiss that your pastor are not doing was coming from you is actually true. You can't go and say that again. You hurt me so much personally, things that I never spoke about. Even until now, I don't talk about it because that part of thing is not so. If you ask Nelson, I remember I used to even tell this Nelson. I used to tell Nelson, I'm a young person and I'm doing things that most of your pastors don't do, these pastors don't do and stuff like that. Why is it, I look like I'm a target? Even people like Nelson didn't understand at the time. Probably they had their versions of the stories. But I looked at you and I said, you are my father, so certain things I can't risk a good relationship because of petty people who are jealous and fighting me in your name. So we left it like that. I continued working in business. I continued being the best I can. I continued being a best father to my kids. I continued being a best husband to my wife. But you continued being the best divider, and you continued being the worst violator, and you continued playing two faces to a young man that gave you his attention. I didn't want anything from you. You have confirmed this many times. This young man doesn't want anything from me, never ask anything from me. He just said, I need your words. You have my ear. And that was true. Why did you hurt a person like me? When you hurt a person like me, it explains to me what you can do to just a girl that walks in church on the first day. And when she introduces herself and say where she came from through the microphone, your PA is taking the phone number. The next thing you're calling her to the hotel, she's thinking she's coming for prayers. And then you are introducing your manhood to her when she's ready to be exposed to the God that she came to seek. Money answers all things. These are the lines you like. But yours is making calls that we didn't apply for. I want to tell you this. Call me what you like. Do what you like. At this point, I don't care. Set traps wherever you want to set them. It's okay. I'll die for this. I'm not scared of anything. You took away the fear of God inside me towards you. I wanted to doubt you, to doubt so much that you were this evil. But you have proven beyond that you were a traitor. My eyes say it all. They say it all. You continue to think this young man can't think anything from himself. There are people driving this. You tell your people what God told you about the pandemic. There are people who will fund us, and then we'll start fighting you. and this and this. You have those messages on YouTube. Are you sure? Have you seen anyone coming to fund me? You say you are a prophet. You can't see the truth. How come you can't see my heart? Oh, so everyone that says their truth, they are after something. To a point where you are now creating pages to say that I do this, I do this, I do this. It's okay. I think people watching this and people who watch this, they are sensible enough to see what you are. If the people that really gave you a platform, big people like that, you create problems for them, who am I to you? I tell you this, underestimate me at your risk. This is not a threat. I'm just telling you that you know what I know. That I'll say. Remember the women that were meeting in Dubai? Do you remember? We'll talk about that. I will not be silenced. I will not be silenced. Something I want to share with you people before I leave. So give it 5 minutes. Right. Give it 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Actually, it could be 2 minutes. I want to read one screenshot. Please, perhaps you will remember who you send this screenshot to. When you remember, you know what to do. Okay, let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna start here. You remember, I know you watch this. I want people, okay? I want people who say the truth. Just say the truth. I'm just gonna read your part. Honestly, I keep telling you to respond. Just say you don't like me. You're answering me in in very elusive way. Many women are too used to losing that they don't know when they are about to win. Be fast so we move fast. You like talking, I like results. You're pressing the wrong buttons. Send what I ask, relax. It's already happening, come on. All I need is you to separate the man from his gift. Now, that's all I wanted to read for you. Hey, I'm ready to close. Yes, I am. I'm preaching like I'm feeling it. Here's the thing. Separate the man from his gift. I'm not judging your gift. I will not judge your gift. I'm separating you from your gift, sir. I'm separating you from your gift, brother. I'm ready to close. I'm ready to close. Guys, my food is here. If I need to go and eat, If you keep messing with me, I'm gonna mess you up until... Okay? We are separating the gift from the men. So God is not punishing us. We are not judging the gift from God. We are judging you, the men. I'm ready to close. Preach, black men. May I say things as they are? If you don't like it, facts have no feelings. Don't catch feelings. Catch flies. If your country is not in lockdown. We like personalities. We like people we like. But truth is truth. How can you approach someone the age of my mother? Someone with a kid who's only 2 years older than me and another kid who's about 30 years old. And you make a woman like that to... You want a woman like that to turn around for you? And she's working for a family? You say, I'll make you my favorite daughter. But isn't it the same thing you told the girl from what's this country? Help me. Mauritius. The girl you had posting you like, daddy, my king, my what? Man, you need to stop this. You're gonna make a lot of girls go into some dangerous minds. What are you doing even for this? Your woman is surrounded by girls that you are abusing and grooming, and they're calling your woman mama. Are you serious, guy? Even a young boy like me, if I'm playing with girls and stuff like that, I never bring them home to my wife. Are you crazy? What are you doing, man? And now you want to go and create problems for others. Oh yes, two wives, 2 official wives and 7 girlfriends. Anyone who has come close to you, you have contaminated them. Whether by your words or whatever, you have something. You are a very subtle person and very kind person. When you sit with you, when I sit with you, honestly, I will look at you and be like, wow. Even your skin didn't look black to me. It's just something admiring. Like, oh my God, if my skin begin to look like this man, you know the truth. Ashton don't hate you. Because if Ashton did hate you, the people here will be going crazy. I'll be going in some things that be like, yeah. But you know what? I'm a person who respects families and whatever. I don't want some men to start boiling tonight. I'm telling you. Already most men in their houses, I know they are not straightforward in their head. And if you're a man with a wife that is fair to look upon, I think you should question. Unless if your wife is ugly. Even if she's ugly, you still need to ask. Because this guy, I'm not so sure. Well, I don't know how he appears in people's dreams. I don't know. You need to ask him. The guy said he's a principality. That's what he said. I'm sure it sums up. I'm sure it sums up. Put 1 + 1 together. See it. Truth is not so common. You guys, you want people what they're telling you gossip. Some of us, we've seen it with our eyes like this. You tell me any female pastor. Unless they're ugly. If you're ugly, God will save you from him. You say that, in closing, you say that TB Joshua give international prophecies, what? Were you not the one taking a picture with him and you were posting it around? You only do things that suits you, my guy. That's what the problem is. You know, we should respect persons and other people as well. Okay? You know, there's some women that I will show you. Honestly, I don't want to call people ugly and stuff, but I would have, again, it will work against me, but if it was possible, I would have bring them here and be like, judge for yourself. Oh, the best way is probably just bring them and then not, nah, but you know what? We can't do that. But I'm just saying, he portrays this sort of class of people that he says he goes for. But again, you know, there is... And stop telling 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds that you like them. Do they like you? All right? Let me see if I can show you something. Let me see. I'm being careful. Oh, by the way, you remember your son, your baby charlatan? Did you see the guy who posted this, guys? If you only want your breasts, legs, and thighs, send him to KFC. Do you see? They can't even make a simple thing like that. They would have to go on these websites and get them. So that baby charlatan, he decided to post that today, and then I replied. I said to him, but that's what you do though. And then you know what? He blocked me. He blocked me. But I don't blame him, because the same guy, he sold his own for fame and exposure. Believe me, he did something to get that exposure. You know the guy I'm talking about with a fake one, fake name called Miz. Let him come and deny it. My guy, you can't sell your own so that you can get your rent paid and your cars probably on finance and things like that. A real man needs to stand up and start being silly and little sissies and stuff like that to another guy. You are the one who enable people to keep getting abused because you don't have moral standards. You lack in these areas. And the little boy in Santon has a lot of hopes in these things. We will meet in the end of the tunnel, my friend. Why you sing the same song that others are singing now? I'm not sure if that will be the genre that everyone wants at that time. Could be too late. The guy said, you know, if this was a game of sending them to KFC, if someone wants your thighs, send them to KFC. Imagine how many times those guys would have to be in KFC every day. And look how skinny they are. Wouldn't they be like obese already? And I also want to tell you that most of your girlfriends are my best friends. You need to relax. Anyway, people, this is Ashton. Should I go? Wait. Before you go. I'm ready to close. 5 more minutes. Not 5 more minutes. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah. Imagine a man who asks for nudes, and then after that he said, "I'm praying for you, daughter." I won't say what I wanted to say, out of respect. Can I show you something? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to spend time with you and we discuss more. Let me see if I can add somebody actually. Let me see. Someone asked. Okay. Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, how are you doing wherever you are?
I am good by God's grace.
That's what we like to hear. You know, the times are exciting. So, what is it you want to ask or what you want to say to people?
That they should try to know God for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
have a personal relationship with God,
Okay.
dwell in the when funny things happen, they'll be able to spot them out.
Mm-hmm.
And that if they've been violated, they must seek counsel and they must speak up. Because when they speak up, they're helping other people out there.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you see, this is what a lot of people do not know. I always say something like, all of us here, we are expecting tomorrow morning to wake up and go to the shops and expect those shops to have stock in them. But we forget that those products have to be made by some people. Someone have to wake up in the morning and deliver those products to the shop. What I want to say is, if you want change in our society, don't depend on other people to wake up and do it for you. You need to understand that your presence, God made it for a reason. You are there to affect something. You are there to implement something.
That's it.
So if we do keep quiet and watch these things happening to other people because it hasn't happened to us, what you are doing is you are just showing how selfish you are as a person. You're just showing that you are a very irresponsible person. So that's my message also to people, like, guys, there is nothing called because it doesn't happen to me, or now I'm just choosing to keep quiet. What you're doing, you are making another person a victim, and it doesn't make you any better. So thank you so much, my sister, for coming up and stuff like that. I never add people, so I just saw you added me there. So let me add you before I leave.
Oh, okay. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I also would like to take this opportunity to thank you. You are a brave young man
Thank you so much.
and you are fearless
Thank you so
and
much.
you are confident. You are sure of your story So there's no way that people cannot believe your story.
Thank
And
you so
because
much.
of what you're doing, I
Mm-hmm.
see many people coming up because people thought this has happened to me only. But when they get to hear that it also happened to other people,
Mm-hmm.
their anger is fueled, and we see them coming out. This has to stop. It angers me a lot. I got to hear about all these things during lockdown because we had time, to ourselves. We checked in YouTube and we got to hear what the charlatans are doing. And it is time that they are brought to book. It's time that they are exposed,
Mm-hmm.
because this happened a lot in the prophetic churches, and people now have lost confidence in the prophets.
That's true. I agree. Actually, the prophetic thing is another thing I'll address another day, and then you get to understand it. But I think the biggest thing with most people is failing to keep up with the fact that I've been disappointed. Is
Mhm.
the fear to start all over again. So that puts them in a place where they keep trying to convince themselves that something that I'm believing is true is true. No, it's true, it can be. What about this? It's true, it can be. The denial that is in people is going to even make things worse for them. You see, I'm not trying to
Mm.
recruit anybody from doing what I'm saying, anything. But I think you see that every time when I come here, I'm asking you questions so you can help me come up with the answer. Also, it's critical thinking that I'm trying to bring in you. Like, okay, if a situation is like this, guys, someone's sorry, my
Mhm.
sister, I got disturbed. Someone is telling me I'm handsome. You see, they want to put me in a trap.
No, they mustn't distract you.
I pray for myself. Thank you. But you see, you people, you need to stop telling your prophets they're handsome. They'll start doing extra things. But we need to stop being in denial and look at facts. Even if this thing happened to your partner, don't deny your partner to say the story the way they want to say it and when they want to say it. Give them the space they want, give them the support they need. But most importantly, give them the courage to build on their story, and then they can say it when they need to say it. Don't shut victims because you love personalities. I
Mm.
so much disagree with that. A lot of you husbands, I can tell you, a lot of your wives, they want to tell you what your spiritual father is doing, but they can't do that because you won't listen.
Aish.
I'm being honest to you. A lot of husbands, your women, it's not like, oh, they are going out there to do crazy things. No. Your spiritual father himself have seen you love him so much that even if your wife tried to tell you, you might actually divorce her for your spiritual father. And we have those situations right now in church. I'm telling you, people left their wives and then stick to their spiritual father.
And they regret at the end of it
And
all.
in the end of the day, you see the guy start treating you like trash because the story has died down. You can't come back from that and say, now I want to say this because we're going to ask you, but why did you go back in the first place?
That is sad.
A lot of you mothers, a lot of your daughters wanted to tell you, Papa is doing this to me. But the way you love those prayer devotions and all those nonsensical programs, you can't even attend to your own family. I know I do have my oldest child is only 2 years, 2 years. You understand? But that
Mhm.
little experience I have as a father tells me I need to be attentive to my kids. Every small thing, Every small thing, I need to watch what they like and dislike. What the face when he's not happy, I need to know that face means he's not happy. There is something wrong. We need to find out what is it bothering him. Because you end up having children that don't open up to you because you are a person who don't give them a listening ear.
You are actually absent when you are present.
Yeah, you're absent when you're present. You're present with your spiritual father. You are praying for a man who's busy raping a woman at 3 a.m. and forgetting
God
your
forbid.
family, that you are the pastor of that family.
And this happens mostly in the prophetic churches. This office has been so much abused.
How can someone call you daughter and the next thing send me your nudes? Be fast. You're too slow. Hey.
And then you send him your nudes.
You send him your nudes and tomorrow he's still coming to preach for you. And when you send him your nudes, he blackmails you. You said, oh, if you don't want to sleep with me, remember you send me those things. And because obviously you're scared of the public looking at you like you are a prostitute, you are going to give in. So people of God, I really ask you to be on guard, see what's really happening. Please stop being political about this. What's wrong is wrong. Let's just agree. Let's agree. There is a difference between weakness and being wicked. What we are witnessing right now is wickedness.
It's actually witchcraft.
A man is moving in church, thinking the man is looking for who to prophesy. Is watching, okay, this one, yellow bone, tonight, after party.
That is sad.
Anyway, sis, I have to go. Let me see if I can add one more person before I leave.
Okay, and I hear saying you've got a lot to say still. The documentary is still coming, but you've shared a lot. I mean, I already have an idea.
So are you suggesting that I shouldn't say anything anymore?
No, you should. You should.
I have a lot of plans. I'm going to anyway. I'll announce that a lot of a bit later. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. This is
So it means you can write actually a 500 pages book.
books will come out of this. Books.
Sure.
This can be a series, a documentary series. Everything can be series like series 1, series 2, series 3. If this was to go on be bought with a platform like Netflix, it's a lot. These guys are busy.
But what I like about you is that you have a lot of respect. There are so many things that you want to say.
Yeah, I can't.
But out of respect, you cannot say them.
Yeah.
So
certain things I think is too personal. Things I think would affect their family like directly like that in a certain way, I won't say. But if it's something that affected victims, I'll say it. But if something that didn't really affect the victims, but is the person himself, I'll stay away from it. I'll just
that's wisdom, you know,
yeah,
that's maturity.
I'll stay away from that.
And that's commendable.
Because the thing is, we are not exposing the person, we're exposing the deeds and just letting people know how to stay safe. You see.
But the majority are still protecting the LP.
No,
And that is very, very
I tell
sad.
you what, it's it's that conscious in them that is still in denial. They will soon come up to give them time. We've been there also. Do you understand? I can't lie to you that there wasn't one or two people that have come up and tried to say their stories, and we are to deny hearing them. I can't. I'll be a liar if I say that that never happened.
Yeah.
You see, I'll be a liar. So I'll just put myself in the same shoes. You get me? With those people, they I mean, when you are in that environment, you think like, no, people just want to prevent me. My blessing is here. My blessing is here. That's what you'll be thinking. What more a young person like me with a lot to lose are businesses that came out of the mentorship of that person and things like that. Do you think I'm just willing to lose all that and just come out like this? Are you actually serious? So
Not really. I mean, but along the way, there will be signs and symptoms. I mean, it would not be one person talking. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 people talking, 20 people talking. I mean,
but
eventually it
in
must
this
ring a
place,
bell.
I'll tell you, the LP actually texts people. I know he says he doesn't text people, but how do you deny people you actually video call like this and say it's me, and then you start texting them? You get me? And some of these people
Yeah.
probably record him in that period where he just called them like that. You see, but the LP himself will be texting people like, "Oh, there are people fighting me. Oh, I'm tired, daughter. Oh, I mean, let me tell you the truth. That guy is a good beggar.
Mm.
My sister, if you give that guy 5 minutes to talk to you, he might convince you like that. Something bad has to really happen to you for you to really see him like that. Like to be like, if it was a story about someone else, if he come and talk to you, he'd be like, yeah, 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 yeah. When you get home, you're like, hey, did I accept? When you watch him again, you are back into the same thing. And the problem with a lot of people is because they keep watching him, keep watching him. So his lies are sort of like, but if you are consistent with listening to him like that attentively, you see a lot of lies. He changes a lot of statements in there. And a lot
So,
of things that you be saying, God said this, you can actually tell yourself in your heart, God didn't say that. This, God didn't say that.
and it's amazing that I never really liked him.
So I'm talking to an enemy.
No, not that I hated him,
You just
but my spirit was not gelling with him, you know.
ah.
I saw him a while ago on TV, but something was not okay in me.
Well,
So if I watch you on TV and I'm not okay with you, I don't follow you.
some of us, we saw ourselves in him. When you when you wear a suit, that's what you see. When I move like this, I say, I'm feeling him. Do you know you get to a point where you actually never acknowledge the spirit of God?
Mm.
You start calling yourself a copycat. You say, I'm a replica. Imagine calling yourself a fake of another person. I'm telling you, strange things. Grown men like this, Papa will eat a bone like this and put it down. People will fight for it. You want to put your
That's
teeth where
insane.
another man put it. I'm telling you. But it's another story for another day. I'll tell you about all that. I mean, if Papa put his suit and he said, this suit I wear at this conference, men will be like, nah, I want that suit. I want the very one. I want it. But I thank God my mind was not really radical like that.
No, he definitely has a charm.
Yeah,
He cannot just
he's a
be
charm,
followed like
but
that.
he's a charmer that met a charmer. You see, so the thing is,
Mm.
with me, once you get to the other side of me, you might not be able to reverse it. He did that, you see.
No, he really underestimated your intelligence.
Well, thank God he did. Otherwise, it helped me find out the truth.
You see, wouldn't have known.
No, it's the reason why it happens like that, because when he talks, he's always the one giving instructions. You don't really get time to really speak your mind like that. You're always complimenting him. Ah, yeah, yeah, yes, Papa, yes, Papa. Ah, yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes. You see, those are the conversations. But maybe if we had the in-depth conversations now and then, you probably would have found out I'm not stupid. Do you get me? To try and play me like that. But you know what? Like I say, congratulations, you played yourself. Anyways, sis, I have to go. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. And God
Bye.
bless you.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who this person is, but why am I even still doing it? I honestly finished everything that I wanted to say. So, ladies and gentlemen, yours truly, the advocate for change, Desmond Tutu, the no nonsense man. We will get to the bottom of this, and God will protect his people. Stay blessed and stay safe.